Hello Reiki friends, I'm Robert, a Reiki student and teacher for the past 28 years. Thanks for visiting the channel. Let's get into it. What I'd like to go over today is a little more detail on the degrees in the system of Reiki that I practice, Usui Shiki Reiki Ryoho. There are 3 degrees, and as mentioned in the previous video, we can consider another degree a 4th degree, which was not publicly talked about, but I will be giving more information on that in upcoming videos. But for now, let's start with the 1st degree. So the 1st degree of Reiki is where people start, and we learn the very foundations of the system, such as hand placements and precepts, learn certain hand positions, placing our hands on ourselves over the major organs of the body, which will allow Reiki, the spiritual or cosmic energy, to flow out the hands and into that body part. And how it works is the body you can think of as a sponge, and you can think of Reiki as water, and the practitioner is simply a garden hose. So the practitioner places the hands on an area of the body, and the sponge or the body will pull through water or Reiki until it's saturated. And once that area is saturated or full, it will stop pulling energy through into that position. The Reiki practitioner can feel this, at least once they become sensitive enough, and they feel that the energy is no longer flowing through their body and out their hands, and so they know it's time to move to the next position. This typically takes anywhere from, on average, 5 to 10 minutes a position, but for areas that require a lot of tension, it could take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or longer. It really just depends. We never really know how long each position is going to, or how long we're going to stay in each position until we actually do the treatment. So that's kind of an overview of how that works. The typical treatment has 12 standard hand positions. There's 4 covering the head, 4 covering the abdomen, and 4 down the back of the body. And then there's a lot of optional positions depending on the condition being treated. And these are something students typically learn in the 1st degree. Also in the 1st degree, we teach about the history and the lineage. And Takada actually spent time, the woman who brought the system of Reiki from Japan to the United States, her name was Wyatt Takada. She also would include quite a bit of time on her thoughts and her training that she received on dietary information. And sometimes she actually gave a lot of financial advice for 1st degree students. There's also a lesser known technique she would teach called the blood exchange that she would do at the end of the Reiki treatments, and it was sort of like a massage. It was designed to invigorate the blood. And in Chinese medicine, this totally makes sense. And Reiki is, first and foremost, highly influenced and part of Chinese medicine. It takes a lot of its theories from Chinese medicine. I myself have been a licensed acupuncturist and Chinese medical practitioner for over 20 years. And the idea of this blood exchange at the end is to invigorate the blood after we have infused the body with a surplus of qi. So once the qi gets in there, you want the qi to move. So the qi and the blood have a relationship in Chinese medicine, and you definitely want them both to move. Not too fast, not too slow, but in the correct amounts. So the idea is once all this qi is infused in the body, now we're going to actually help it move by helping the blood move. But this special technique has been dropped by most of the practitioners out there, but there's still some of us who still teach it in the 1st degree courses. I actually have a video of me performing this technique while I was teaching a class in Romania quite a few years ago, and I'll try to locate that and upload it here on YouTube. So the concept of money was also discussed, not just the financial advice, but the concept of money itself and the value of money. In this tradition, most of the teachings are actually passed down through stories and storytelling. So that's the very bare bones of the 1st degree course. You learn how to treat yourself, you learn how to treat others, you learn the precepts, you learn the history, you learn about money. And for those people who practice and choose to or want to move on after seeing the effects that Reiki has on their own health and their own mental, emotional, physical selves, spiritual selves, they can move on to second degree with having practiced. And ideally, we like to see 100 self-treatments done before they take the second degree course. This is why typically there was a 3-month wait period between first and second degree back in the 1970s and 80s and 90s. And this subsequently has been dropped mostly, but I still require most times that this requirement is met to be able to advance to the second degree. We want practitioners in the second degree who have actual experience practicing Reiki and who are able to understand the concepts because they have practiced the concepts and proven them to themselves in the first degree. So students who have practiced the first degree for 100 days or those 3 months or longer are invited to take second degree. Now, back in Mrs. Takada's day, sometimes she wouldn't even talk about second degree. So students would walk away from first degree and they might not even realize there is a second degree. And that's the thing about traditional teachings. We actually will not encourage students to move on from the degrees. We're not trying to sell them more courses or another class. We're basically the anti-used car salesman. We're trying not to sell anything. We're trying to give the students the tools so that they can utilize them in first degree case that they would do the treatments and see that it works. And then from their own experience, decide, yes, this is something I want to pursue further. I want to pursue this further. And then ask to be trained in second degree. And in second degree, there are advanced teachings, such as a method of strengthening the energy flow through the practitioner's channels and out their hands, a mental treatment, which works on the subconscious mind, and how to perform absentee treatments. In other words, how to do treatments on somebody who is not physically present with you. And this technique is actually pretty helpful because, say, your family lives in a different state or a different country or very far away, and you receive word that they have been injured or they're not feeling well, etc., etc. Well, in second degree, we learn the technique of how to treat them, even though they're physically not present with us. And it's just as effective as treating them in person. And once again, we want to see students practice the techniques and what they have learned in second degree, like the 3 symbols that are taught in second degree. We want to see them practice, practice, practice. And once they have enough practice and gained enough experience, those students who are really serious probably will want to come back and sit in on first degree classes and second degree classes, again from that teacher. And given enough time and experience, some of these students may want to pursue the third degree, which is traditionally the teaching degree. And the third degree is so vast, and there's so much to that degree in the Takada system and how she taught it, that I really need to dedicate an entirely another video just to that itself. And so that will be one of the videos that I will be producing before too long. If you found anything in this video helpful or interesting, please give it a like and leave me a comment below. I'd like to hear from you. If you want more detail regarding Usui Shiki Reiki Ryoho, you can check out the book I wrote entitled Reiki Transmissions of Light. It's volume 1, The History and System of Usui Shiki Reiki Ryoho. That's available on Amazon. And there should be a link in the description below if you're interested. So this is Robert, a student of Reiki, signing off.